Most open world games hand you a fast car and a map full of icons. But Raahi hands you an auto rickshaw instead, a passenger who wants to talk, and a coastal road with no one honking behind you. That is the whole pitch, and after digging into it, I think Raahi has something to explore. So let me take you into one of the cool Indian game development story and talk about Raahi, which is being made by Kalp, an Indian indie studio, and it is currently up on Steam with a release date probably somewhere down the line in 2027. Now, it is tagged as everything from time management and to story rich. Now, these kind of tags all probably sounds messy on paper, but when you have the glimpse of the game that you are actually seeing right now on screen, probably after some point of time, it will feel that it makes sense. Now, Raahi, which is a slow life sim wrapped around a driving loop. The game is set in a fictional Goa town called Majili in the year of 1990. You play as Sandy, a tuk-tuk driver running a vehicle named the Sandy Express. Town itself is the star of the game. The beaches, the hills, the valleys, rivers and old Portuguese-style houses, narrow lanes and coastal roads all sit inside one open world complete with a full day and night cycle and rain rolling in. Kalp is building this particular game in Unity, and the art direction leans into warm, chilled out scenery rather than chasing realism. The navigation in this particular game is handled through a poster-style minimap and a bigger town map. While you are driving with a passenger on board, the game marks your drop point and your garage so that you will never lost in the middle of a fair. Now, pick up a passenger, drop them across the town and listen to whatever they say does make some sense, because some of the passenger you probably never see again and many of them actually frequently show up, and that is where the bond mechanic kicks in this particular game. You know, the more time you spend with someone, in reality, the stronger your bond with them. You get gel up very quickly, right? Conversation happens, choices sticks and people remember how you treated them. I would really like to see a respect meter in this particular game so that it does make sense with the core loop gameplay. Some of these particular relationships, by the way, can even turn romantic. I don't know. I can just guess right now, but going by the Steam page, probably there is a possibility, right? Now, talking about the main protagonist of the game, Sandy also has a logbook that doubles as a storybook. You can catch up on what things you have done, like what are your objectives, and instead of trying to remember each and everything every next 2 days or 3 days, this is kinda tough. But with this particular diary with you, the logbook, it does deliver, right? Now, talking about the brother of Sandy, Mr. Raju, who has his own little side story, kicks in the background and keeps you updated in the game. One thing I really liked hearing, Sandy is not only the auto driver in the Majili. There are some more auto drivers as well, so that does make sense because competition kicks in, and which gives the cozy game a little bit of strong bite. Now, driving is only one income stream. You can also go for fishing to the coast and helping out at a dhaba, make penny, the local cashew spirit drink. As a helper, you can take mini jobs from people around the town and enter weekly races for getting prize money, and you can take a shot at the championship. By the way, the food in the game leans heavily cultural with a lot of Goa and Portuguese influence backed in, because historically Portuguese does have their bases in Goa pre-independent. So you could see lots of house structured like a Portuguese house, right? The influenced in foods will be there too. Now, talking about the mini games, yes, this particular game called Raahi has the mini game in it. There is a school in town with a football field where you can take on a Rocket League style challenges with your auto, and you can do lots of crazy stuff. Racing is a proper mode with different auto types. You can get different type of autos, Easter eggs scattered around too. You can collect cassettes. Every track in the game comes for a real independent artist. Swap tracks in Tuk-Tuk depending on the mood of the ride. Now, talking about the auto, your tuk-tuk, your auto rickshaw, you could say, the vehicle list is where Kalp really had some amazing work. I can see that you can change your auto's color, swap between widely different builds, a Jesus tuk-tuk, a bunk tuk-tuk, one with a big metal fan in it, a double-decker tuk-tuk, and a space tuk as well, which has different kind of engines and can fly. And some autos can also eventually can go to the water. Upgrades let you make your ride faster, tougher, and you will going to enjoy it. Now, in this particular game, there is a touch of life sim, as I mentioned, because you can track your savings, build a closet full of clothes, and you cannot stay up all night because work starts again in the morning. The local police officer is very diligent and probably will not take a bribe. And you cannot ramp your auto over an NPC, though like you technically can, but the developers didn't allow you to do so. The devs kept it light-hearted on purpose. For accessibility, the game has screen reading voiceover. The text is readable and in English, but the characters speak in a newly invented native language, of course, voice styles rather than plain dubbing. Now, talking about the developers, the Kalp is a team about like 8 to 10 people planning an ideation run from October 2025 with full production kicked in April 2025, and a demo is targeted for February 2027, and the full launch is aimed at July. The studio picked up support from the Level 0 incubation program, which brought mentorship and a $10,000 equity-free grant. But all in all, I'm literally impressed by how soft this particular game is and what are the explorable things are in this particular game. Kalp did not mind trying new things, and there is a clear plan behind the whole thing. I love the world, full of greenery, full of trees, scenic beauties, though I would like to see some birds as well in the sky. A visible damage level in the auto probably will give you some more fun. By the way, I really like the art style. I would really love to see the auto bumps go with the Indian tradition. Having said that, the vibe is already there. Now the gameplay is just to learn. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Gamed Out, and I was talking about a upcoming Indian indie title called Raahi, made by Kalp. Do check it out, the Steam page. I believe you will love it. But again, I will wait for the demo and conclude what my thought is about this particular game. Having said that, thanks for watching.